Saidkamol, xush kelibsiz. Saidkamol 15 yoshlarida IELTS'dan 7 ball qo'lga kiritdilar va ularning sekshilari juda ham bir ajoyib chiqqan. 0 dan Thompson Schoolga kelib o'qib, 7 ball 1 yil ichida qo'lga kiritdilar. Bugun Insights loyihamizda to'liq shu haqida gaplashamiz.
Would you like to study English? No. He said, you will study English. I will write down like this, body one. I will write it down and that's it. Contradiction of a lot of people who got 7.5. They, got this from listening 8.5, 8, from reading 8, 8.5, from writing, 6, 6.5. And their speaking is always something around 6 and 7.
Saidkamol, sizga ham yana bir marta rahmat kattakon. Rahmat. Assalomu alaykum, Thompson School YouTube kuzatuvchilari. Bugun sizlarning eng sevimli YouTube kanalingizda IELTS Insights ko'rsatuvi va bugun bizning mehmonimiz Thompson School bitiruvchisi Saidkamol. Saidkamol 15 yoshlarida IELTS'dan 7 ball qo'lga kiritdilar va ularning sekshilari juda ham bir ajoyib chiqqan. 0 dan Thompson Schoolga kelib o'qib, 7 ball 1 yil ichida qo'lga kiritdilar. Bugun Insights loyihamizda to'liq shu haqida gaplashamiz. Saidkamol, xush kelibsiz.
Hey guys, my name is Saidkamol and I have scored IELTS 7 in 1 year from nothing since elementary until upper intermediate, and then I moved to IELTS Achievement, and after 2 months of studying IELTS Achieve, I've scored 7 from IELTS. Isn't it amazing?
Bugun bilganingizdek ko'rsatuvimiz mix formatda bo'ladi. Saidkamol o'zbek tilida ham, ingliz tilida ham gapirib o'tadilar. Nimaga bu formatga olishga qaror qildik? Sababi bizning kuzatuvchilarimiz orasida endi IELTS boshlayotgan yoki endi general English o'qiyotgan obunachilarimiz bo'lsa, ularga ozgincha qiyinlik qilishi mumkin. Saidkamolga bo'lsa ingliz tilida gapirish qulayroq ekan. Xo'p, shu sababdan biz kelishdik. Ular ham ba'zi bir joylarda o'zbek tilida tushuntirib o'tadilar, ba'zi bir joyda ingliz tilida, xuddi men ham shunaqa ba'zi bir joylarda ingliz tilida, ba'zi bir joylarda o'zbek tilida savol berib ketiraman. Tayyor bo'lsanglar, biz boshladik. Xo'p, Saidkamol qarang, ingliz tili o'rganish xohishi o'z qatdan paydo bo'lgan.
I was going to a delegation in summer and I was doing just nothing. I was just sitting, chilling, and my friend and my brother is like, would you like to study English? No. He said, you will study English. I was like, I don't mind. I was like, all right, I don't mind. We'll study because I saw people who speak in English, and I was like, kind of jealous about that. And I told myself that I will be like this. I'm finna be like this. So I was like, all right, I'm finna study. So my brother told me that I'm going to study in Thompson School. So when I asked him why exactly Thompson School, he told me that his friend used to study there and he just suggests that place as the best place to study. So that's why I was like, all right, I'm gonna study there. It was comfortable placement, exactly. I was studying Truth by Braj with the same teacher during 1 year. So, I don't regret about this choice, and I'm really, grateful for my brother for leading me here.
Demak, ingliz tili o'qishni birinchi bo'lib Thompson Schoolda boshladingiz va Thompson Schoolda tugatdingiz.
Da, bu meni eng birinchi experience'im bo'lgan. I've never ever studied anywhere before, so that's the first place I've started to study. So, I have never ever had these extra lessons from English. So, when I came here, from the first sight, I love that place.
Ko'pchilik o'quvchilarda ingliz tili o'rganishni boshlashganligidan keyin juda ham ko'p ustozlar almashtirishadi, juda ham ko'p uchun sentrlarni almashtirishadi. Ya'ni nimadir yoqmayotgandek tuyuladi, yana nimadir bo'ladi, boshqa ustoz yaxshiroqdir deydik, ko'p almashtirishadi. Bular o'zligiga men o'ylashim uchun minus bo'ladi. Ya'ni ko'proq vaqt davomida o'rganishligiga sabab bo'ladi.
Yeah, definitely. I was thinking about that, and you are definitely correct about that occasion. And a lot of people change their teachers during the studies. For example, after finishing their general English, after finishing it, they move to other teacher to study IELTS. And I think it's a bad idea actually. You should be with the same teacher, you should be loyal to your teacher, not just because you should stay with your teacher, but it also helps you because you're comfortable with your same teacher. O'rgangan ustozingizda yurganingiz yaxshi. Agar hozir o'qiyotgan payt mana general English tugatdingizda, siz IELTS grupga o'tib ketasiz. Agar o'tda sizni teacher soft bo'lgan bo'lsa, sizga davashni dadani qilmagansiz, boshqa qilmagansiz, bemalol urushmasdan o'rtoqda tuyulgan bo'lsa, boshqa ustozga o'tasiz, u ustoz sizga strict bo'ladi. They won't let you to do your homework, they won't let you to sleep when you I know, exhausted. So in that case, it's really hard. And for people after moving into the other teachers, they will start to disappoint. You know, they will start to disappoint of themselves. So I think it's a bad idea to change their teachers. As I said, I got the same teacher. My teacher was Mr. Islam, and I was studying here with him from the onset of elementary until upper intermediate. When I finished my upper intermediate, I was thinking about it, you know, I was having this idea to change my teacher to IELTS. Teacher, for example, Mr. Arif, there is a lot of amazing teachers in Tahsil school, which, they kind of IELTS instructors. So I was thinking about changing. But my teacher made decision to make his own IELTS achievement group. So I think it was an amazing idea, because my teacher, I wouldn't say he's my teacher, I would say he's my friend, because when I'm talking to him, it's not a problem for me. When I'm talking to him, I can speak with him like free. I can speak whatever I want, and he don't mind. You know, when you speak to him, you feel like this is your friend. And I think that, you know, this environment that the Thompson School provides you is amazing.
Most of students leave IELTS courses after finishing IELTS intermediate course.
Yeah.
Why didn't you do
The same.
the same?
Yeah, correct. As I said, I'm 15 years old, so my plan was to just move to other. My plan was not to apply to one of the university in Uzbekistan. Men bilamanki ko'p o'quvchilar O'zbekistonda ular nimaga olishadi? Hozir IELTS 6, 5.5 olishadi. Mana Singapurskiy, Westminsterga topshirib keturishadi. Ularni seli shunaqa. No, mani selim bu bo'lmagan. Mani selim 6 olib, 5.5 olib ketmagan. Mani selim o'zimga dokazat qilishim, to что IELTS 7 ni bemalol, qattiq o'qimasdan, to есть просто xolab olsa bo'ladi degan niyat bo'lgan men. I didn't get this idea to just, leave it. So I was trying to make my education better as possible. So that's why I made a decision to stay in upper intermediate. I know a lot of my group mates just leave after, they just left after intermediate. They left after pre-intermediate because they were thinking that just keep studying, it's just waste of time. And I don't think so. Because when you're studying, when you are just living in this environment, like day after day, you're just there and you're speaking to your teacher, you're just knowing something new, and it's really helpful. A lot of people don't understand that it's a pity.
Xo'p, men gaplaringizdan bilaman, to'g'ri siz unaqa qattiq mehnat bilan o'qimagansiz.
Yo'q. Mana ko'p odamlar bias bo'lishadi. They think if you have IELTS 7 in 1 year, maybe you have 6, maybe you have 6.5, you have to study hard for it. They really, they mistaken that you don't have to study hard. I'm the type of student who stopped to do homework since pre-intermediate, stopped to, discover new vocabulary words from the book. I just stopped to, do homework at all. I was, when I was tired, I started to sleep, and my teacher never lost his faith in me. He wasn't asking my homework because he knew that I didn't do it. So I would say that what exactly helped me to achieve my score is faith that my teacher was providing me, because he always knew that I can get best score, because he was saying, yeah, I know that you're lazy, I know that you don't do your homework, but I knew that you have your power in yourself, and I know that you can get best score that you want.
Xo'p, qanaqa formatda o'qiganingizni bildik. To что unaqa ko'pchilik o'xshamam, kuniga 10 soatlab ham dars qilmagansiz.
Ko'plar men bilamanki, ular uxlamasdan darslar chiqishadi-da. Men shu 1 yil o'qidim, 1 yil hech qachonmanda uxlamasdan chiqqanim bo'lmagan. Darsimga ketqizgan bo'lsam, 2 soat ketqizgan paytlarim bo'lishi mumkin, lekin uxlamasdan, nimadir qilmasdan chiqqanim hech qachon bo'lmagan men. To есть ular даже mana 1 hafta oldin, IELTS'dan oldin, men kuniga 6 soat o'qidim. 6 soat, 7 soat o'qirdim, Thompson Schoolga kelardim. Listen practice и speaking practice qilardim. Lekin qanaqa qattiq o'qib qilmaganman. Даже bir hafta qolganda, men bitta ham reading passage qilmaganman-da. Readingga tayyor emas edim. Writingga bitta anaqa essay yozdim. Bo'ldi, jonimga tegdi, yozmayman deb, bo'ldi deb ketdim-da mana o'sha. Просто listening va speaking practice qilib o'tirdim.
Ya'ni o'zingizga yoqqan yo'nalishlar bo'yicha ko'proq praktika
Exactly.
Aha. Endi qarang, qanaqa qilib usuldan tayyorlandingiz? То, что hozir aytasiz, unaqa qattiq dars qilmadim deb. Может bo'lishi mumkin, ko'chada просто o'rtoqlaringiz bilan yurganda yoki просто o'qishga ketayotganda, может nimadir eshitib kelgan bo'lishingiz mumkin, yoki nimadir newslar o'qigan bo'lishingiz mumkin, artikellar.
Certainly. Listeningdan boshlaymiz. Nimaga listening 7.5? Nimaga reading 5.5 degan savol ko'plada bo'ladi. Agar ingliz tilini yaxshi o'rganing bo'lsa, nimaga mana bu narsalar past chiqib qoldi? Birinchi bo'lib listeningdan boshlaydi. Listening nega baland? Chunki men ana ko'plarga o'xshab просто ingliz tili keldim, darsimni qilib ketdim, bo'ldi, yurdim degan narsa bo'lmaganda menda. Menda nima bo'lgan? I was listening to music a lot. I was listening to a lot of kinds of music that I'm still listening because I'm enjoying to listen to music. And another one thing you should know about it, I'm not listening to mainstream music. I'm not listening to music where there's just a melody, like beat eshitib o'tirishadi-ku ko'plar, просто inglizcha tushunmasdan ham просто eshitib o'tirishadi. I was type of people who listen to lyrics, to what they say. That's why my speaking, my accent is pretty good. So another one thing is also improves your vocabulary at the same time. There was occasions where I don't understand, word, and I was just going through, translator. I was finding out myself new words. And another one thing, your listening improving at the same time because you just developing your listening abilities.
Demak, ko'proq ashula eshitganingiz,
Polni ashula eshitganman. Mana yana bitta narsa aytmoqchi edim. Kino ko'p ko'rgan bo'lishim mumkin deb o'ylashadi ko'plar. Но на самом деле shu 1 yil ichida 4 tami 5 ta kino ko'rgan bo'lishim mumkin. Maksimum 4 ta 5 ta kino ingliz tilida ko'rgan, full ko'rgan bo'lishim mumkin. No, lekin prям ko'p ko'rganman deya olmayman. Baqa serial bitta ko'rganman. Boshqa hech narsa ingliz tilida ko'rmaganman, to есть. Polni faqat ingliz tilida ashula eshitib o'tirganman. Darsda просто ustoz bilan gaplashib o'tiraman. O'zimga komfort nimaga, men ustoz bilan gaplashganman. To есть nimadir o'rgatdi, men unga savol berdim, mana qanday jok qildik, o'tirdik.
Zo'r, xo'p. Bildiki, Saidkamol listeninglarni yaxshilashda ko'proq ularni hobbisi bilan bog'langan, ya'ni o'sha ashula eshitishni yaxshi ko'rganlar va ashula eshitishni ingliz tiliga o'tkazgan, ya'ni ingliz tilida ashula eshitib, ularni ma'nosini tushunishga harakat qilganlar. Demak, gaplaringizdan bildiki, agar bu degani siz ham aynan ashula eshitishingiz kerak va siz ham agar ashula eshitadigan bo'lsangiz 7.5 ga chiqasiz degani emas. Может bo'lishi mumkin, kimdir hobbisi aytganingizdek kino ko'rish, kimdirki bo'lishi mumkin podkast eshitish, ya'ni qanaqadir informatsiyalarni qabul qilish. Yoki shunga o'xshagan yo'llar bo'lsa, aynan o'zingizga yoqadigan usuldan foydalanganingiz ma'qul. Saidkamol kino ko'rmadim deb aytmoqchi bo'lgan gaplari, ya'ni ko'pchilik aytadi, agar ashula eshitsang, podkast eshitsang, kino ko'rsang, senda yaxshilanadi deb. Bular aytayotgani, sizni qaysi biri sizga yoqsa, qaysi biri siz uchun komfortli bo'ladigan bo'lsa, o'sha narsadan ko'proq foydalaning va o'sha sizga natija olib keladi. Xo'p, endi qarang, listening bildik, qanaqa qilib kuchaytirganingizni, umumiy 1 yil davomida qancha listening practice qildingiz?
In 1 year, I think I made like one or two full, and only in mock test or something. When I was going to mock test, I was solving this listening, and in the other times, I wasn't like solving it at all. I was just sitting in my classes. My teacher maybe he was giving me this section 1, section 2 sometimes, but it's not a lot. So I wouldn't say that I was solving a lot of listening practices. I started to solve this listening practice 1 or 2 weeks before my real exam. So before my IELTS exam day, I got 6 IELTS listenings in one day from 1 to 40. So after solving them, I realized that my this score from listening will be 7.5. Because the average was 7.5. It was around 32, 36, and I made a decision that I will get 7.5, and I was 100% sure that I will get 7.5. So when I came to my IELTS exam, everybody, were shaking, they were sitting there, they didn't know what to do. I was 100% sure that I can get 7.5, and I told my teacher that I would get 7.5, I got 7.5.
Zo'r. Xo'p, endi reading ga keldik. Reading 5.5. Ko'rishingiz mumkin. Listening 7,5, reading 5,5, writing 6, speaking 8.
This is ridiculous. A lot of people say, how come you got 5.5 from reading? You know, one
With
thing.
listening 7.5.
Yes, exactly. So a lot of people were asking me, why the you got this 5.5? How come? You don't know how to read? You don't know letters or what? They were asking me. Like reading is the listening is one of the easiest one, right? Because it's always up to you, not like writing and speaking, correct? So the thing is, you should know that I haven't read any book, like at all. Starting from what my teacher gave and extra what I should read, I didn't read any book at all. So that's why, hence, I got 5.5. And when I was sitting in my real exam in IELTS, after my listening, I was kind of hella confident on myself that even if I fail my reading, I knew that I will get 7 and knew that. So I finished my reading in 45 minutes. I was like, there was like multiple choice. I was reading it, and I think it's correct. And I was going like that without double checking. In 15 minutes, I was just sitting, not doing anything at all. I was just sitting, chilling, looking at other people, they were struggling, doing something. I was just smiling, sitting and looking at my paper. That's it.
Demak, readingda ko'proq practice qilmaganligingiz?
Practice qilmaganman, kitob o'qimaganman, vocabulary enough bo'lmadi deya olmayman. Просто men o'zimga qiziq bo'lmagan, yoqmagan 45 minutda as soon as possible tugatganman, просто o'tirganman. 15 minut o'tirganman просто. Qara hammaga.
Juda ham imtihonda o'zingiz uchun confident bo'lgan ekansiz-da.
Confident bo'lganman-da. Exactly.
Zo'r. Endi sizni gaplaringizdan kelib chiqib o'ylaymizki, to что agar readingdan yaxshi ball olishmoqchi bo'lsa, ko'proq qanaqadir newslar o'qishligi yoki qanaqadir kitoblar o'qishligi, IELTSga bog'liq bo'lmagan usullardan ko'proq foydalanish kerak.
Yes, exactly. Definitely. So, let's move to the writing. It's really interesting.
Writingda 6 ball oldingiz.
Yes.
Nechta IELTS writing yozgansiz?
One thing before we start, I was predicting my score as a 6, and I was all correct. I was sure that I will get 6. I told my teacher I will get 6, and I got 6. Yes, exactly. So before my real writing, I was having this writing test, full writings, like mock test, only in mock test itself. So when I was going to conducted by Thompson School mock test, I was going there. Only there, I was writing these writings, and I always got this 6. And I was 100% sure about myself that I will get 6. But my biggest problem was not that I didn't have this lack of ideas, because when I'm just seeing something, I always knew what to write. It just goes through my mind. I'm like a writer, a lot of words. Like I always write more than 250. My biggest problem was grammar. As I said, I wasn't studying hard. I wasn't studying a complicated way, doing this grammar ways, doing this, that shit that I don't really liked. So my grammar really sucked. I was type of guys, who copy these subjects. So my grammar really sucked. So that's why I think this is my biggest problem. So if I didn't have this grammar problem, I think I could get even 7 from writing. And one funny thing, I saw there was like 40 minutes left, and I saw that I'm not at the time I'm not just going to like an appointment. I made myself appointment 20 minutes for test 1 and 40 minutes for test 2. I was like, I look at the time, like 5 minutes left. 5 minutes left until 40 minutes. I see there almost nothing. I just write down like introduction, and I looked and I think that I will write down like this body 1. I will write it down, and that's it. They were like 2011, 2012, 2013, and only thing I write 2011, 2013 was writing down. But what about 2012, right? I didn't write it at all. Like there were less than 150 words. How you should write down your test 2, that your test 1 score will be, your overall score will be 6. Because my test 1 should be like, in the best way, if I'm lucky, it should be like 4, I guess. Because it was, awful. My handwriting, vocabulary I used, and, just me itself was awful. What about test 2? I was highly confident with myself because there was like a kind of, these questions that was pretty easy. I don't know, pretty easy for me. I don't know about other people, but like, you know, there was like question like genders. Why do male sports translates more on TV? You know, this type of question, and I mean, like, amazing. Like, I think I write there like 300 words. I used amazing vocabulary. I mean, like, you know, amazing introduction, and I was hella confident with myself that I would get 6. Yep, exactly.
Endi qarang, writingni oshirishda writing practice qilmasdan turib qanaqa usullarda ko'proq ishlatsa bo'ladi?
I think people should watch more news. I think people should just, you know, make their range of the things they know like bigger. I mean, if you don't know a lot of things, then, you know, they give this type of question that is going on in the world. For example, everything surrounding you. For example, what's going on in Europe, right? So maybe there's a problem with, you know, tax. Maybe there's problem with genders or something. You know, these kind of problems. You should be this type of people who know everything. You know, you will ask them maybe a little bit, you will notice. And you should read more, you know, magazines. You should watch more news. For example, there is on TV. There is amazing news like Ever News. I think I watch them like every day, every morning when I'm taking breakfast. I'm watching this Ever News. Yeah, I think that's the thing that really helped me. You should be, you know, this type of people who know everything.
Hop, listening qanaqa qilib 7,5, writing qanaqa qilib 5,5, reading 5,5 va writing qanaqa qilib 6 bo'lganligi haqida gaplashdik. Endi eng qiziq, 6 eng qiziqarli joyga keldik. Bu bizani speaking ballimiz. Speaking eng yaxshi chiqqan qo'ygan sectionlarga qaraganda 8. Qanaqa qilib buni 8 ballga olib chiqdik? Ya'ni qaysi darajadan boshlab ingliz tilida gapirishni boshladingiz?
I am contradiction of a lot of people who got 7, 7.5. That, you know, you got this from listening 8.5, 8, from reading 8, 8.5, from writing, I know 6, 6.5, and their speaking is always something around 6 and 7. And how come I got 8 from speaking? A lot of people were asking me about a question, but if I say, they think that I'm lying, they think that I'm native, they think, you know, I'm just, you know, keeping something in secrecy, I don't want to share it. But the thing is, it's the same as with listening. I was listening to a lot of music.
Do'stlar, bugun Saidkamolni gaplaridan bitta narsani eng asosiy insight olsak bo'ladiki, ko'proq IELTS'ga tayyorlanayotganda ko'pchilik qiladigan xato, ya'ni ko'p praktis qilsam, menda IELTS ballim yaxshilanadi. Ya'ni o'shaning uchun ham ko'pchilik pre-intermediate yoki intermediate IELTS'ga o'tishadi va ko'proq vaqtimni praktika sarflayman deb aytishadi. Lekin bular qilgan usul ham o'zlarini qiynamaganlar, ham oson tayyorlanganlar, ya'ni general English, ya'ni bazaviy anglizkini yaxshilab olganlar va undan so'nggisi uni ustiga o'zlarining hobbilari bo'lgan ashula eshitish yoki bo'lmasa kino ko'rish, ikkida nimadir o'qish orqali o'zlarining IELTS ballarini yaxshilaganlar, ya'ni IELTSga tayyorlanmasdan turib. Sizlar ham agar shunaqa qiziqarli usul bilan ingliz tilini osonroq o'rganmoqchi bo'lsangiz, menimcha bugun Saidkamol bergan insight juda ham sizga foydali bo'ldi. Saidkamol, rahmat kattakon. Bunaqa foydali videoni do'stlarga ham ulashishni unutmaymiz. Bizani kuzatishda davom eting. Bundan ham qiziqarli va albatta foydali bo'lgan kontentlar sizlarni kutyapti. Saidkamol, sizga ham yana bir marta rahmat kattakon. Rahmat.